if another org does come in, I mean, as you know, maybe a Rise, we know that Cloud9 might potentially be interested, maybe not now, but down the line, they've been hinting about it. Complexity, we know Tim the Tapman wants one, but they probably want Dallas, right? And that's not going to happen. So, Dr. Disrespect, I don't know. There's a lot of names that have been in discussion for expansion. Whether any of them could turn it around rapid fire like this and make it happen is tough to say when the game launches in 2 days, to be honest, Austin.
Yeah, so I mean, the safest bet would be an Overwatch team or a team that was interested at the beginning of season one. And at the time, those were rumors of like Rise, E United, Heretics. So like that's a safe bet there, or an Owl team. I will say like just to touch on the buy-in. So the earnings report for Activision just came out a couple weeks ago. They made 1.2 billion dollars within 3 months, July to September, right? Now, for this league, like a lot of people like are saying, like, yeah, you're paying 25 million to get into a Call of Duty league. Well, that's not necessarily the whole picture, right? You're paying 25 million you're basically betting on the future of Call of Duty, right? And like other esports such as Rocket League, Rainbow Six, PUBG, right? All these orgs are racing to get into that because what they do so well is they have in-game items that orgs can make money off of, right? So a lot of these orgs and investors are looking at, okay, like Call of Duty is making 1.2 billion dollars off of microtransactions in 3 months, right? And that's not just Call of Duty. That's Candy Crush. That's COD Mobile. That's everything, right? But just imagine now that these franchises in a couple of years are able to put in their own in-game packs into the market, right? And let's say they only get 50% of that, right? Activision gets 50, the orgs get 50, right? Now let's say like a team like our team or 100 Thieves can have their content creators market that and push that, and the orgs make money from that, right? People will be making their buy-ins back within like they would make it back really fast, right? So that's what people are basically hedging their bets on, is that they'll be able to monetize their franchises within Call of Duty, and that's where they'll make their money, right? So like that's why, like, I see the $25 million buy-in, and I'm like, well, they're not buying into a league. It's not just like the League of Legends, right? It's not like you're just buying into that league. You're buying in to the hope that you can monetize your franchise within Call of Duty, within Warzone, within the microtransactions, within the multiplayer, within COD Mobile, and you're able to make back your money that way, because that is truly the future. Once we get that, you get co-streaming, you get crowdfunding. Prize pools, like a lot of people just don't see the whole picture and like what the orgs want to get out of it. So a team like Rise is really, really smart. E United, like they realize that they can bring their brands in and like promote it and grow it really well, like 100 Thieves did, like what FaZe has been doing, what Optic has succeeded at, and grow their fan base. And then when they're able to monetize it, really push it hard, and you're gonna make your money back very quickly, right? So that's how these organizations are, one, going to make money based off the microtransactions if they're able to do that, and then two, that's going to make your brands that you created in the esport more valuable. So you'll be able to flip that, just as an NFL team could sell tomorrow and make millions off that transaction. So um, that's why I like, it's kind of hard to say that. Well, like, I don't know, it's really hard to explain that, but like there are other things that you're buying into. You're not just buying into the franchise, right? So um, I think there's tons of people that see that potential revenue, right? I mean, if Activision's making $5 billion a year off microtransactions, and then you have to add in game sales, and then you're adding in DLC, and then you're adding in, you just start throwing in so much more, and you know, people see that potential to make just crazy amounts of money. So, um, you know, I do hope like we get a stable organization that comes in, because we have had some, lack of stability, especially across some of our favorite teams in the league. So having someone that comes in and has that stability, and then we can bring in more orgs in the future as an expansion that can come in, that can be announced during the season and bring that stability. I really hope we see that. But I do hope we see like one of the fan favorites from in the past, whether it's like United, Rise, or Heretics. Like I really hope we see one of those three teams able to get this spot
Yeah.
going into at least next year.
I just want to say I think you're completely spot on. It is a long term investment, and I've read the SEC filings for Activision's earnings, their monthly users are increasing for Call of Duty. Their sales are increasing for Call of Duty. People are saying Call of Duty is dying. It's far from dying. It's increasing. Now the question is, how are we going to translate the casual fan base to competitive? Now that's the biggest question, because if you can do that successfully, then you'll see an increase in, figures and streaming stats or whatever it may be. To say COD is dying or whatever, it isn't true. And if they can figure out how to, transition the casual player base to competitive, then I think the CDL will be completely fine.
Yeah, if anything, people should be more bullish now because
Exactly.
in like if you think about it, like what was the best year for competitive, right? You probably can say Black Ops 3, you can say AW, right? And the potential to monetize any of that back then was almost nil. Like you had to basically monetize when the game dropped and around Christmas, so that's when the largest player base is, right? But now that we have Warzone, you have a consistent millions of people playing the game year round that are excited just to sign in and play, right? And because it's the same engine now, right? It's going to be the same sliding, it's going to be the same jumping and movement. That's wonderful, right? And not only can you monetize within Warzone, because I really, really think you're going to start seeing more orgs pick up Warzone streamers, right? Because what I really think the CDL should be doing, if they're not already planning it, is have Warzone show matches around these tournaments, right? Have your favorite streamers, like have like all the 100 Thieves guys, all the Envy guys, all the FaZe guys get automatically invited to these show matches with the pro players, right? So then you have a bridge between the two communities, right? And I think like the more interaction we have between the two, only going to make it better. So um, a lot of people like I really think orgs are going to start looking at more content creators in Warzone. So you're going to have like basically what New York's done a really good job of that. I think Dallas or Minnesota's got Blast, right? I think Dallas has picked up a couple of people, but I think you're going to see organizations with like 5 or 6 Warzone streamers, a pro team, content creators. So when they are able to monetize, like they're able to monetize with everyone as a unit, as like a family, and you're able to really blend in, competitive multiplayer Warzone, mobile gaming like New York's been doing, and you know, really drive it home. So it's just something that, we're gonna have to wait. It's not gonna come this year. COVID really did, but it's not. I mean, if just imagine if COVID wasn't around. Like this is year 3. This is probably when everything's gonna start going crazy. But with COVID, with it happening, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, like it, like what the CDL is now is gonna look drastically different because it's going to keep improving. They're going to keep bringing everything in. You're going to get co-streaming eventually. It's got to come. It's got to be down the pipeline soon. You're going to get crowdfunding because it's just prints money. Like there's just a lot of stuff that they're going to like start learning from other esports, bringing it in, and it's going to just keep taking off because at the end of the day, we have the most potential for revenue for these franchises, the most potential, the most like one of the highest player bases. It's just Call of Duty has so many high things. It's just the CDL is going to have to grow. It can't just stay stagnant forever. So if everyone should be excited for the future, just my opinion.
No, I mean, I agree with that take for sure. I think that like it's the in-game stuff that really takes things to a next level. Like the only concern, I guess, is missing the boat on the Warzone side because eventually people move over to other games and something else comes along that's I think Warzone honestly is going to be around for a really long time because Call of Duty is such a mainstay of just culture in general that it's not going anywhere. But as long as they keep up to date on it, and obviously it's making them an obscene amount of cash. But it just kind of like there was talk today about it was 7 years ago today that Advanced Warfare came out, and I was like, geez, I'm getting on a bit for sure. But also that game was like the first game to actually properly have these kind of in-game items, right? When you have like the optic exosuit thing and the denial one and the other ones in the game, and it's stuff like that like if you make the CDL team skins the sickest skins in the game and then you let everyone have them, everyone's going to be running around the Warzone lobbies with these skins, and they're going to have more meaning than just that. And the amount of impact it makes when like some of the Warzone guys are playing with like some of the Call of Duty pros, and then they start watching the COD Pro stream, and then they start playing practice on Vanguard in multiplayer. It's like, damn, what is this hardpoint thing? It's like, you know, it all moves in the right direction, but I can't see it as it's only a negative if the CDL is not in a good spot and they decide it's actually more profitable just to go all in on Warzone, which I don't think will be the case because fact of the matter is that competitive.
Arena shooters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Warzone, frankly, is just like a pub game, and obviously it's played competitively, but it's not particularly competitive. And actually playing a game on a competitive level, like the CDL, is what I think keeps games increases the longevity of games. Let's just say over multiple years. There's a reason why Counter-Strike's still the best esport in the world, and it's not really changed much in the last 20 years, right? Because it's just such a mainstay, and it's perfectly tuned for competitive. So